How can you keep your housekeepers healthy and your guests healthy in light of our recent crisis with this outbreak? I'm going to teach you how to handle this type of situation and all future situations, because this won't be the last time that this happens. I'm going to teach you how to properly manage your Airbnbs, manage your housekeepers, and have the right equipment and protocol on the back end, so that way if one of your properties is, say, compromised by a guest who got sick, you can handle it without issues and prevent it from spreading. This is going to be a little bit involved. I would like you to take some notes, sit down and pay attention to this video. This could very well save your housekeepers from having to go through something extremely unfortunate, and it would save your future Airbnb guests because you kind of dropped the ball on this. This is a big deal, but you can do it. So take some notes, let's jump in, and let's keep everybody healthy. All right, welcome back, Airbnb family. This has been a heavy topic. A lot of people have been scared. But you know, that's the way epidemics work, isn't it? This thing has been spreading fast. Everybody knows. I don't even have to talk about it. But now the question is how do we handle it as Airbnb hosts? And I did a previous video explaining kind of like past outbreaks and how it affects tourism. We will do a future video on completely on the finances of something like this. But I want to talk about the protocol, because this is most important. You want your people healthy. You want your guests healthy. You want your housekeepers healthy, because with the rate that this can spread, one sick housekeeper could affect every property that you have and all of your other housekeepers eventually. And one sick guest could create that sick housekeeper. Really keeping your housekeepers healthy is the core of this operation here, because they are the touch points, and they are the ones that are like the bees that would pollinate all of your properties and everybody else's properties that they clean for if this isn't handled correctly. This actually starts at guest level though. You will need some equipment, and thankfully the equipment's nice and easy. There are things called ozonators, ozone machines, and they have a certain amount of output. I recommend buying a machine that has at least a 10,000 milligram per hour output, and you're gonna buy one for every 500 square feet that your home has, okay? And so you don't need to buy one for every single property for all 500 square feet. I would possibly, if you have a large portfolio like mine, we have about 100 properties, so in each city, I'd probably have 2 sets, because we have a lot of properties. So I'll have 2 sets per city. Take your biggest property, if you have a small portfolio, take your biggest property in square foot and buy one ozonator at 10,000 milligrams per hour per 500 square feet that home is. All right, that's what you'll need to be able to accomplish this. Now, once you have the equipment ready, you're gonna wanna be able to know that at the first sign of trouble that you can get this to that property as a priority for the day. When a guest checks out, the first thing that'll go in are these ozonators. Now, here's how you're going to find out if you need to use one. You're gonna make it part of your Airbnb protocol for all of your guests. You say, hi, welcome to Dallas, or welcome to Houston. Hope you enjoy your stay. So here's how you're, uh-oh. So here's how you're going to handle this with your guest protocol. You are going to have your 4-message system that we talked about previously in another video. And if you don't know it, I'm gonna give you the very fast version. We message a guest before check-in, just after check-in, before checkout, and just after checkout. Okay, so you're going to have the second and third messages include this protocol. The first message prior to check-in, you say, hey, welcome to Houston, or welcome to Dallas. I hope you enjoy your stay. Hope you have a lovely stay, blah, blah, blah. Here's your check-in guide. Here's your check-in information. Here's our phone number in case you need us, that whole thing. Second message, just say, hey, I hope your check-in was good. Hey, I just want to remind you that, actually, how do I want to put this? Okay, so by the way, this is a brand new thing, so we all have to figure this out. So I'm coming up with ideas and giving you ideas as we implement this. I'm giving you this in real time. So for that reason, maybe like the video, right? Give it a like, give it a share. Actually, you really should share this with all of your Airbnb host friends. So let's rewind back to this, to the messages. Just want to let you know, this is something that's as we're coming up with it, I'm giving it to you. First message, welcome message. Second message will be, hey, I hope you enjoyed your first night stay. Hope your check-in went well. I want to let you know that because of this epidemic that everybody's going through, city to city, we want to be ahead of it. Now, we don't have any cases of infection of this virus yet, but I would like to ask you, if you start for any reason feel sick from any of your activities in the city and you think that you're just starting to not feel well, no matter what it is, I'd like you to let us know. This will not affect your reservation. We're not kicking anybody out for getting sick, but we have the equipment to properly sterilize a home if we think that the home is compromised. So at any time during your reservation, let us know if you don't feel well, because we're going to plan to clean this home with specialized equipment upon your checkout if that's the case. All right. But otherwise, I wish you, health and happiness and that you enjoy your stay. If you need us for anything, let us know. So this is going to be weaved into your courtesy message for number 2. You'll also weave this reminder in prior to somebody's checking out. You'll say, hey, hope you enjoyed your stay. Here's your checkout instructions for tomorrow. And as a reminder, we are trying to manage ahead of time any instances where somebody's not feeling well, so we can just deep clean each property with our ozone treatment that we would do if you didn't feel good. So I hope you're healthy, hope you're happy, but just as a reminder, if you aren't feeling well, please let us know so we can proactively clean this home to the level that we think we need to prevent our housekeepers or future guests from getting sick. Thank you so much for being a part of our solution to keep everybody healthy, and thank you for staying at our Airbnb property. We hope to see you next time. So that second and third messages are during the reservations. And that way, you want to make sure that somebody feels accommodated, not judged if they get sick, because a lot of people in these types of epidemics are worried that if they get sick, that everybody's going to outcast them, right? And this happens with extremely bad illnesses, and we can go through history and look up examples of this. And I want you to know that you can't spook people, and you can't make people afraid to talk about it. Your guests need to be able to tell you, hey, you know what? Actually, I was feeling a little feverish, like right before checkout. I'm really actually not feeling well. Hopefully, it's just a bug, but better safe than sorry. You want to have that with your guests. So before the guest checks out, hopefully they tell you, even if it's crying wolf, false alarm kind of stuff, you still would rather them tell you, err on the side of caution. And then what you do, first thing you do is you'll send your housekeeper in. You can give them a carbon fiber P95 protective mask that they can wear when they go in. And they're going to first go in and they're going to set up these ozonator machines in each major room. You're gonna keep all the doors open, but keep all the windows shut so that way the air can move freely around the room. Keep the air conditioner running so that way this runs through the air filter and the HVAC. And you're gonna turn all these ozonators on. And you're gonna pretty much point them around so that way they have the highest likelihood of pretty much filling up the entire environment without missing any main areas. So the ozonator, what it does is it actually creates O3, and O3 is highly unstable, and it breaks off to O2 and then O radicals, and it will destroy these viruses. And it'll actually remove smoke odors. And a lot of us hosts already have ozonator machines to deal with smoke smell, but we don't have them at a very high output. So the reason why you want a high output one is because you want to be able to get that ozone into the room within an hour. You can run these ozone machines for an hour or run them for 2 hours if you like, and then let them sit for another hour or two to let the ozone affect the environment. What this is doing is the ozone is reacting with the environment and pretty much sterilizing the home. After 3 or 4 hours at most, you can then send the housekeeper in to clean. So this creates this kind of a bottleneck of time. It can be really difficult. So what you could no, let me take that back. You don't want to have your housekeepers interacting with the sheets yet. I would say, hey, you can have the housekeepers clean the sheets and run the washer, but no, you're not going to do that. So you're going to have the housekeepers show up, run the ozone machine right away, and then go and start cleaning another property. What they're going to do though is they're going to wash their hands. They're going to walk in, they're going to set these up, they're going to wash their hands, and leave. They can clean other stuff for the next 4 hours. They can come back and they will finish this property last. It'll be last stop on the schedule. So it'll be the first place they stop at. They drop off these ozone machines. They wash their hands nice and thorough. They leave. And then they clean everything else the whole day, and then they come back and finish that one last. What you want to do is you want to let that ozone run in that property as much as possible. And so this is what's going to disinfect the property. So now you can tell people if you want to, I'm on the fence about this, you can let the world know that you have a response plan. You can let people know that the city is healthy, everything's fine, but we have a response plan. In case anybody ever gets sick, we already have a way to handle it at our properties to prevent any spreading. So this is a safe and clean and sterile home. You can put that in your description to let people have confidence. Now, you at the same time are giving people a reminder that there's an outbreak. And you might even cancel their travel plans by doing this. So you could scare people just by bringing it up, but you could also give the majority of the world confidence because they know that you have a plan for it. So this is what I'm planning on doing with my team. This is what I think you guys should do as a way to not go overboard and give all of your guests a bunch of hand wipes and like hand sanitizer and all this stuff. that is expensive and may not be necessary, you could always use those ozone machines later to handle smoke, like smoke and other odors and pet odors. So these ozone machines can actually be used in the future for other cases. And in case there's ever like a future breakout, something like this, like another flu or something, you'll be able to handle it. So I hope this gives you a little clarity on what you can do. Now, just remember that this epidemic is more psychological than anything at this point. It's spread super quick and people see some scary numbers, but for those people who are already generally healthy, this is just like another flu for those people. The flu actually kills a lot of people, by the way. So if you're already sick, like immunocompromised, the flu could take you out. This could take you out just the same. So try to keep everybody in your team more chill about this, because people can get this blown out of proportion because the media loves to sell the scare and make people scared. And that's why people are canceling their travels right now over this, is because people are overreacting to the media telling them that they should be afraid. So as a leader, you need to keep everybody's heads on straight, but of course, have a plan to mitigate all damages. Because at this point, your housekeepers get sick, they have to call off work. And so even though there's a high likelihood that everybody's going to be okay, you're still doing a great job as a leader and as a boss by keeping everybody healthy. So that's why this is on you. I want to put that on your plate. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. We're going to be doing lots of topics about this, obviously, but this is your new protocol for handling something like this and all future occurrences of viral outbreaks. Thanks for watching Airbnb Automated. Stay healthy, and I'll see you on the other side.